Aloha, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Trauma Recovery University. I am your host, Athena Moberg, and your amazing co-host, Bobby Parrish, is in the green room right now, and we are so excited to be here with you this week on the topic of self-care. Thank you so much for tuning in every single week. You guys are the reason we're here. And I want to give a very special shout out to all of our people on Twitter that are already here tweeting live. I see Susan. I see the lawyer nerd. Hi, Matt. The best Stacy ever is here. Janet. We have all these people, and I'm so excited. If you'd like to tune in live and interact with us, this is a live interactive broadcast every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. in the UK. And it is actually 11 a.m. for our Aussies, our Australian peeps. So again, this topic of self-care is what we're going to talk about this week. We have our Twitter chats that we do every single week on Mondays and Tuesdays. If you would like more information, we are going to be talking about that later on in the broadcast. I'm going to turn this over to Bobby Parrish to do some public service announcements. But first, I want to welcome you, especially if you're tuning in on a podcast platform such as iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, or even iHeartRadio. And we're very excited about you because you would be a new development. We even got our Roku TV channel before we launched on iTunes. So we're very excited. If you are tuning in on iTunes, please leave us a review. If you're watching us on YouTube or Roku, please leave us a review as well, or just do the thumbs up and maybe give us an honest comment below on anything you would like for us to talk about or improve. You can also reach us anytime with any type of critique or question at nomoreshameproject@gmail.com. And without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Bobby Parrish so she can give us any information that we might need on the anthology that's coming up. I did make sure that the website was updated for all of our 2016 submissions for our anthology next year. And we also want to make sure that you have our friends over at RAINN.org, that you have their telephone number as well. So take it away, Bobby.
Hi, everybody. Really quick, I want to make sure that we send a happy birthday shout out to Matt, whose birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
Yes. So, and if you tell us when your birthday is, we'll shout out for you on your birthday too. Really quick, I want to make sure that everyone understands that these podcasts can be triggering. We do talk about child abuse and even more difficult subjects. So you can contact RAINN at 1-800-656-HOPE. Or you may contact them on their crisis chat feature at RAINN, RAINN.org. So make sure that you write those down, keep them handy. If you watch the broadcast and it's triggering for you, go ahead and step away. As soon as we're done with this broadcast and our assistant does all her magic with it, it will be uploaded to YouTube and then to our Roku TV channel. So you can come back and watch the rest at any time. This isn't the only time you can watch this rodeo. It'll be around. So I want to make sure that if you're triggered, you take care of yourself and you practice excellent self-care, because that's what we're talking about today is self-care. Okay, so more PSAs. Just today, I had a conversation with our publisher, and they are setting everything up, ready to receive the manuscript for the 2015 No More Shame anthology. So Athena and I have a little bit more magic to do with it, and then we are going to submit it to our publisher, Booktrope. So watch for that to come out in November. November is No More Shame November, which is our month for advocacy with child abuse survivors and also raising awareness about child abuse and all of the horrible after effects that come with it, so that survivors don't have the tremendous amount of stigma that they face every day. Also want to make sure that you know that August 27th is our first year anniversary. I'm going to move this. Maybe that's why it's doing funny things. So on April, where did I go? August 27th, we will be 1 year old, our broadcasts. And I think by that time, sorry guys, I think by that time we'll have close to about 55 to 60 hours of content because we've done some bonus videos for you. So yay! And in honor of that, we are going to have a virtual event that focuses on the aspect of narcissism and being in a relationship with a narcissist, whether that was your abuser, one of your parents, a sibling, or someone that was your partner or spouse. Because there is so much damage that can be done. And you have told us over and over again that this is a topic that you need more information about. So we are going to be having a virtual event around the time of our birthday to share more information with you about that, not only how to recover from narcissism abuse, but how to avoid narcissists, how to identify them and avoid them in the future.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I'm speaking live in September as well. I'm speaking live in Birmingham, Alabama in September. September, I think it's 18th, Bobby.
Oh, okay. The 18th. Dun, 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 dun.
I think it's a Friday or a Saturday.
There it is. I see it. The 18th is a Friday. The 19th is a Saturday. So yes, not to forget that Ms. Athena will be in Birmingham, Alabama on that date, and to watch for more information. And also, September 1st is the launching of our first set of courses and more online goodies for Trauma Recovery University. So at that point, we will be offering some services that do cost a little bit of money. But there will be so many things that will be free for those of you.
And affordable.
Yes.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah. But we want to make sure that you know that if you're part of our mailing list right now, all of you are grandfathered into all the free stuff. So you will not have to pay to watch the episodes and get the downloadables. So if you have people that are trauma survivors or mental health professionals who help trauma survivors, let them know to get on the mailing list, because that gets you in on all sorts of free things. So it will be people who join the mailing list, join the website after that. We want to make sure that everyone who's been so incredibly loyal to us in this year that we have been growing, that you know that we have found you immensely valuable, and so valuable that we're just going to grandfather you in so that you will not have to pay for access to the awesomeness.
Yeah. And I can't find on my phone, but on the downloadables, when you log in, you guys, to access the PDF downloadable resources, I have a PSA at the top of the page if you're logging in not on your phone. If you're logging in on a laptop or a desktop, and I think even a tablet, it's not showing up on this one. This is what it would look like.
What does the PSA say?
It says exactly what you just said.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it says, please invite everyone you know and shout from the rooftops that September 1st, the stuff that they're getting is going to be behind a paywall. So
yes, and paywall, for those of you who don't know the term, means that you will only be able to access that information if you pay for it.
You are a paid member.
Right.
But every single person that's here with us right now, get on our mailing list.
Yeah, get on the mailing list.
If all you have, just send us your email address, or you can just email us at nomoreshameproject@gmail.com. I'm going to be having Harriet, or maybe I'll do it myself, just go in and enter everybody between now and September 1st. Invite anybody you know that you think would want to benefit from these resources, because if anybody is with us before September 1st, then the pay per download is for everybody else afterwards. We want you guys to know how special and amazing you are, like Bobby was just saying. But so yeah, there's a PSA at the top of the downloadables page once you opt in. Okay, so just to reiterate, there is a downloadable one page that goes with every episode that we do. And right now, if you hop on over to our website, traumarecoveryuniversity.com, you'll see a tab that says downloadables.
click on that, and then it will ask you for your name and email address, and then it will allow you access to all of our PDFs. We have one for every episode that we have done in this last year, and that's an awful lot of information. And the reason we made them is they have a couple paragraphs of education about the topic, and then a bunch of action steps that you can take immediately to feel better. Athena and I are both trauma survivors. We have been through long and difficult recovery, and we wanted to create something that would help you feel better now. And so they're not lengthy, they're not filled with jargon, they're easy to read, easy to understand, easy to put into action. One-page sheet of information you can download. Download them all. Put them in a binder, put them in a folder, stack them up next to your computer. And so when you have to do something, for example, when you're not sleeping well, when you have to deal with your abuser's death, when it comes to medical examinations that you have a hard time coping with, there are so many topics that we've covered. And there are so many topics that we're still going to cover. So with every episode, there will be a PDF downloadable one-page for you. So if you want today's, and we're going to go jump into that here pretty soon.
Yay! I want to say hi to Melissa first. Aloha, Melissa. You're amazing. If you guys have not gone to iTunes and subscribed to the Grass Gets Greener podcast with Melissa Wilson, you are missing out because it's amazing.
And she does some
every Monday.
Yep, and she does awesome interviews with people who really know trauma. So absolutely subscribe to that. Listen to those. They're very helpful.
Absolutely.
And we want to make sure that you know they're out there and available for you as a resource, completely free. So
one last thing, Bobby, before we jump in. I always cut you off. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. I'm so sorry. It's like I speak before I think, and I'm so sorry. I want to address the fact that Matt and Jack behind the scenes have sent me a whole bunch of data that I can put in the back end of our website that will help the survivors that go to the website searching for the downloadable resources find the resources easier. And I just have not had the opportunity to do that part of it. I have a lot of different things that I'm juggling right now with the virtual event, the live event, and different interviews. And I have some personal family things that are going on as well. And my husband's out of town, and just all kinds of stuff. And bottom line, I'm just saying I'm sorry. There's not really any excuse as to why I don't have that portion of it done that you were so kind to send me. I just haven't been able to do it. I've just been overwhelmed and dealing with some PTSD issues. So thank you for your grace and mercy and support and awesomeness, and I'll get to it when I can.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there are any other PSAs that I can think of, and I can't, but if I remember while I'm talking, I'll bring them up.
Awesome.
So let's look at our one page. Today we're talking about self-care. Last week, in case you follow us sequentially, last week we talked about suicide, a very difficult topic to talk about, a very challenging topic, and certainly sometimes very heartbreaking. But this week, we wanted to follow that up with self-care, because self-care is an integral part of our recovery. It's something that we can do for ourselves every day. And sometimes it can be more helpful for us than even a therapy session. So it's powerful. Self-care is powerful, and it's in our control. So much of our recovery feels like and is outside of our control. We don't always know when we're going to encounter triggers. We don't always know when we're going to have flashbacks. We don't always know when our PTSD is going to flare up and our executive functioning is going to go hit the toilet. But
yeah, hit the toilet. That's a good way to put it, for sure. Oh my gosh, yes.
sorry.
It's hard. But no, it's true. You guys, our executive functioning is affected. When you survive childhood trauma and the front lobe of your brain soaks in some toxic soup for a while, oh my goodness, that's bound to make anybody sick. Hello. And here we are trying to function. Sorry, Bobby, that was an awesome analogy. It was awesome.
Yes, and we do have a 1-page and an episode on executive functioning. So if you want more information about that, go look at that. That has been one of the most powerful episodes that we have done because it lets survivors know that their executive functioning has been damaged by their abuse, especially if their abuse was sustained over a long period of time. There is actual brain damage that happens. And so if you struggle with memory, if you struggle with projecting long-term results of something, if you struggle with problem solving, it's not because you're lazy or have a weak character or you're stupid. It's because you have brain damage due to your abuse. So pop over, watch that episode, look at that 1-page, and I promise it will be very revealing and help you to understand why it is that your brain functions the way it does. But let's pull up the self-care 1-page.
Yes.
We had chat this morning. We have 2 chats a week for those of you who are unfamiliar with our process.
And that's in addition to this one. The No More Shame hashtag chat that goes on during this broadcast is one. And we have 2 others. 2 others. One is CSAQT and one is Sex Abuse Chat, the OG, the original one by Rachel Thompson.
OG. I'm sorry. I get a kick out of that. Yes. So, ta-da, there.
It looks beautiful.
It does. It does. It does. And I have to make a meme with this one, but healthy self-care is a survivor's secret weapon. Okay, you guys, it's that powerful. It is so powerful. When we take care of ourselves, we hold power to our recovery in our hands. And I liken it to if you have a tank, okay, you have a tank of energy inside you, and it's emotional energy, mental energy, spiritual energy, physical energy, and recovery sucks the life out of that tank. Okay, it requires enormous energy to be in recovery. It requires enormous energy to be hypervigilant, which we are. That's a hallmark sign of PTSD. It requires enormous energy to pour ourselves into trying to be perfect and acceptable and lovable. So now, of course, as we get healthier, as we progress through recovery, it doesn't take as much energy. But at least in the beginning and in the middle, in the thick of it, that tank is just drawn from constantly. But when we care for ourselves, we refill that tank. That's what it's about. That's what self-care does. It refills our tank so that we can do the work that we need to do. So that's why it's our secret weapon, because when we don't practice self-care, you know, it's like being overdrawn in your checking account. You can't do what you need to do. You're going to feel terrible emotionally and physically. And that is some of the time that we see people become suicidal.
Yeah.
So
don't wait, you guys. Don't wait.
No, exactly. Don't wait for it to be overdrawn. Keep filling. Fill. Every day, fill. Now, that doesn't mean it needs to be huge, sweeping gestures. Like, you know, the one page here talks about in the second paragraph. It doesn't mean taking a week off from vacation, flying to some beautiful tropical island.
Like Maui.
Like Maui, or for some reason Bali was in my head. I don't know why. That is, of course, self-care, but that isn't the kind of thing that we're talking about day in and day out. And we're also not talking about expensive things. If you don't have a lot of money, I get it. I'm there. I understand. It's simple, kind, nurturing things to do for ourselves. And we need to incorporate some of them in every day, every day, every day, every day to refill that tank. So right there, as it says in the paragraph, good self-care is about small daily activities we undertake each day, things that soothe our emotional pain, release stress, and nurture us. As survivors, we are particularly sensitive to overwhelm, especially when our executive functioning is not in tip-top shape. We can easily feel overwhelmed. And when we feel overwhelmed, we feel ineffective. And when we feel ineffective, there comes the shame. And it's just a slippery slope downhill spiral. So reducing our stress levels, taking care of ourselves, nurturing ourselves is that vaccine that inoculates us from that slippery slope. Okay, so let's look at some tips and strategies for practicing excellent self-care. I love this phrase, one and done. We talk about it in so many ways. If you've been with us, watch some of our other episodes, you'll see us say this, one and done. Self-care is not one and done. It's not something. Very few things are. Exactly. That's why we talk about it a lot. You know, recovery is not, okay, I went to a therapy session today. I got really angry and I feel better. Phew, that's it. Now I'm done with being angry. No. It takes more time than that. It takes feeling angry more than that. Layers, 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 untangling, untangling, untangling. So self-care, like many things in recovery, is not one and done. It needs to be a constant, well, you know, just like you can't put gas in your car one time and expect it to take you wherever you want. You have to keep putting gas in your car, or else, you know, you're going to be on the side of the road waiting for waiting for someone to come rescue you.
Can I share a little something?
Absolutely.
So the Lawyer Nerd on Twitter sent us a tweet, and she's saying her regular self-care go-tos are coloring, painting, creating, music, blogging, journaling, reading, and playing with her dog, which I think is an awesome comprehensive list. And I want to do all of those things right now.
Exactly. And we had so much of that this morning. People saying, you know, these are the things I do. And I just love chat because it's a way for all of us to share this is what works with me with one another. Because I can guarantee that when you're there, you're present, you're listening, you're watching, you're going to look at some of the other things that someone does and go, hey, I like that. I could do that. Sometimes one of the hardest things in the world when someone is not feeling well is to help them come up with something they can do that's nurturing and self-care. So it's important that, and this is the third bullet point, so I'm going to skip number 2 just for a second. And it says, generate a list of small activities. I guess I have to go backwards now. I'm so sorry, you guys. Generate a list of small activities in each of these areas. Okay, so mind, body, spirit, and heart. Each of these areas needs self-care and attention. You have to refill each area of that tank. Okay, so think about your tank having 4 compartments. Each area needs filling. For example, if we take care of our heart and our spirit, but we ignore our body, guess what? we're going to get sick. Or, as is common for abuse survivors, we might have an autoimmune disease, because autoimmune diseases are a side effect of long-term childhood trauma. Our body begins to attack itself. All of that inflammation that comes from all of that adrenaline coursing through your body when you were a child, like it's not meant to be, can cause a lifetime of damage. So you have to nurture each one of those areas. You can't ignore one, or it'll come back and bite you in the hiney and remind you that it needs your attention.
Yeah, I'm going through that right now.
So make a list now. Make a list now before you need the list of small activities in each area that are kind, nurturing, and stress relieving. Make the list before you become depleted, so it's all ready to reach for when you need it. I have had clients write down activities on little pieces of paper and then put them all in a jar and put a sticker on the jar that says self-care. And when they need something, they go over, take the lid off, pull one out, and that's what they do. So whatever you need to do in order to keep a list of activities handy, please do that now before you need the list. Because when you're in the moment, it is really hard to come up with something. Have a mixture of activities you can do on your own and those that include others. Sometimes time alone is good self-care, while at other times, stepping up and socializing with others is good self-care. It just depends on why you're drained and what you need at that particular moment. It also might depend a little bit on whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, because introverts draw energy by being on their own, and they expend energy being with others, whereas extroverts gain energy from being with others, and it is draining for them when they're on their own. So
I wonder if I can be like an omnivore or an omnivore.
Omnivore.
I'm an omnivert. I'm an omnivert. Like I think I'm like a closet introvert, or I'm an introvert trapped in an extrovert's body or something. Because I do feel like I'm both. I feel like I do like just being by myself or with one-on-one people way more than I like being with crowds. But then again, like when I get up to speak in front of a group or do something on a group, like one-to-many level, like when we do this broadcast, then I feel like I'm in the zone and I'm doing what I was born to do. So I think I'm both. I'm an omnivert.
Well, I agree. That's the way that I feel. I love teaching and speaking, but it's kind of one-sided. You know, when you're teaching and speaking, it's more about you pouring out with people than it is you interacting with people. But you definitely draw energy from being there in front of people. So I understand that.
Yeah.
I'll have to do a little bit of research to see if there is such a thing as an omnivert.
We invented something. We always invent things.
We invent things all the time.
We do.
Yep.
In my head.
You know, if there's not a word for it, we'll make one up. That's just the way it goes.
I'm tweeting back and forth right now with Lawyer Nerd and Melissa, and I can't think of the word that they have. I need to say it out loud in order for me to like know what I'm talking about. We're talking about self-care and how they do, how they have those certified animals that are for therapy.
Yes. Therapy dogs.
But yeah, but I want like
service dogs.
My daughter-in-law at the pet hospital where she worked had a certified therapy cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that cats could be therapy cats.
Me neither, but I want one. Okay.
Okay. The next bullet point is that the activities do not have to be costly. Yes, a massage would be a wonderful treat, and that would be excellent self-care. But a cup of hot tea, sitting on the deck, watching the sunset, good self-care. Rent a movie from Redbox, play a board game with your children. And I think this is play. Play. Play
Mm-hmm.
is the most excellent self-care. Not if it's your child wants to play, Cookie Monster and Play-Doh for the 800th time and you just think you're going to go crazy if you have to do it one more time. Not that. Play that you want to engage in is so self-care because we missed a lot of that as children. We didn't get to play. We didn't have that carefree childhood that other people had. And so nurturing yourself with play now, it's really awesome. And for those of us who have children, playing with your children can be really nice self-care. Cuddle your dog. And, I'm a huge believer in pets being therapeutic. And they don't even have to be officially certified. But I love my pets, and they do such amazing, powerful service to me, simply in reminding me that I am lovable. And sometimes self-care, go to bed an hour earlier than usual. Buy that, indulgent thing that you've seen at the grocery store that you want, whether it's a particular kind of ice cream or a coffee creamer or something you've had your eye on, but it's not $8,000, but it's $10 or less and you've had your eye on it. Splurge once in a while and get that for yourself and then hide it in the freezer so your children can't eat it.
I wanted to tell you that Jack is on the scene. Jack is here. Aloha, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
And there is a real word for what I was trying to say. It's called ambivert.
Oh, there we go.
Thank
like
you, Matt.
Ambidextrous.
Yes, like ambidextrous.
See?
And Lawyer Nerd says that this is so validating for her because she's an outgoing introvert. So yes, and then with regards to having that list ahead of time, Bobby, where we should set up activities.
Right.
Matt coined something as usual because he's amazing, and he says, "Dig the well before you are thirsty."
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yes. For those of us who know that we're going to be going through recovery for a few years, dig that well. Keep that list of activities. Keep the crisis hotline numbers slapped up on your telephone. Whatever you need to do to set things in place to make your recovery as smooth as possible.
Hey, Melissa says that omnivore is a real word too. Thanks, Melissa. Oh. We have such awesome people, you guys. This is a very interactive one tonight. Hey, Joe is here. Joe Sheree in the house. I love it.
The next thing to remember is that self-care doesn't always feel like it's a kindness. We talk a lot about self-care being something that's nurturing and kind to yourself, but sometimes it's something that you have to do in order to continue your recovery in a positive direction. Okay, attending therapy sessions, taking your medication, eating well, remembering to refill your medication. For me, it's not remembering to refill my medication. It's finding the strength and energy to go out to pick up the refills. So all of that is good self-care. And as my psychiatrist tells me when she says, "Why haven't you refilled your medication?" And I tell her, I am too tired. I don't have enough energy. At the end of the day, for some bizarre reason, my pharmacy is half an hour from my house. And she looks at me and she says, "Bobby, sometimes there are things you just have to do."
Yep.
And that's one of them. So in this last bullet point, we're talking about reminding your partner or spouse to practice good self-care too. We acknowledge that being partnered with someone who's in recovery for childhood abuse can be challenging for a partner or a spouse. We get it, we understand, and we acknowledge that. And we need to encourage them to practice good self-care. But, and I really want everyone to hear this part, you're not responsible for whether or not they do. You don't have to follow them around and remind them. You are responsible for you, and they are responsible for themselves. Just like it is not their job to follow you around and make sure you're doing A, B, C, and D. That's your job, and you need to take that responsibility.
We're responsible for ourselves, you guys.
Yep. Developing a practice of regular self-care takes time. Sometimes it's an uphill battle because we don't see ourselves as having enough worth to warrant being taken care of. And that is a huge one. That is the number one block to why I see people fail at exercising good self-care, because they don't feel like they're worth it. They're not worth spending $3 on that. Oh gosh, Athena, what was that coffee creamer we got when you were here that was so yummy?
Was my gosh. It was white chocolate peppermint?
Yes, and then there was another one too. Was it white chocolate macadamia nut?
Something like, or was it like dulce de leche or something?
Oh, now see, we're just coffee creamer hounds.
It was really good. And we got frozen pizza, and I had Oreos. And you guys, I never, ever, ever, ever have stuff like this. Like seriously, I eat organic food, mostly vegetables, or very like organically grown, grass-fed meats. I mean, seriously, I have a very, very, very healthy diet with a lot of water, like these jars that you see, like 10 of these a day. But when I went on vacation and when I was on a business trip and I got to hang out with Bobby, it felt so neat to just indulge and eat some fun foods. It was really fun.
And it was good self-care.
I felt like it was excellent self-care. I thought
it
was really, because I knew that I had a rough second half of my trip coming up, you guys. That was when I was had to go through my dad's belongings and stuff from when he passed away. So excellent self-care, you guys. You got to look ahead and go, okay, there's a chance I'm going to need to have some excellent self-care going on. Like Matt was saying, you know, digging that well before we're thirsty. Just being mindful, really being in tune with our bodies, I feel is excellent self-care.
And being in tune with what's coming up ahead of us. You know, if we know we've got to go to a birthday dinner with all of our relatives who trigger us, it cause us stress, make sure your tank is filled before you go. You know, don't walk into a situation like that with your tank already on empty, because you're not going to have much to defend their triggers with then. So make sure that before you walk into a situation that you know, of course we don't know, we can never anticipate every situation that's going to trigger us. I don't mean to tell you that, but ones that you are aware could potentially be triggering, make sure you line that self-care up before you go, and that you have some excellent self-care ready for yourself when you get home. And overall, more than anything, just be patient with yourself. Patient but persistent. Patient but persistent. In time, self-care will become a regular habit, and it will become something that is a part of your everyday life, without having to work really hard at it. So let's see here. Stop. Oh, there I am.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's helpful for all of you to be a little more informed about what self-care is and why it's important. Because again, if we walk around without our tank being filled up, then we're much more susceptible to the bumps and the bruises of recovery. And it's especially important too when you support someone else. Many of us are very active in the survivor community that we have built up online. And when you're trying to help other people, it's an excellent thing and it is so awesome, but it does sometimes drain energy from us. So we have to remember that self-care is important, and there can come a time where we might have to say, I need to back up just a little bit and give someone else an opportunity to be supportive right now because I need to preserve my energy for myself and the recovery things that I struggle with on a daily basis. So anything else that you can think of, Athena, something that came up in chat today? Any other information that we want to pass along to our peeps?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone specifically who has been emailing us. We've been receiving a lot more emails lately with some suggestions on show topics and chat topics.
Yes.
And specifically, I want to remember right now, Bobby, I BCC'd you on a response to someone. I think it was victim blaming. There's a topic coming up.
Scapegoating.
This is not the first time that these two have been brought up to me, and that is victim blaming and scapegoating. And so we are going to be talking. It's probably two separate chats, Bobby, because it's probably two separate chats, victim blaming and scapegoating, I would think.
I don't know. I have to turn that run around in my head.
Yeah, they're closely related. But you guys, thank you so much for emailing us and telling us what you find valuable and the topics that you need to discuss and learn about in your recovery journey. It helps us so much to get our editorial calendar in order when you send us emails and let us know what it is that you want. So
yeah, I had somebody ask me about navigating the judicial system.
Ooh, that's a big one.
To report, or backing up even further, and how do we decide whether or not we're going to press criminal charges? And what if we decide not to? And people hassle us about that. Or what if we decide to do it and people hassle us about that? Once again, it's one of those awful catch-22s.
Well, and I think we need to, if we're going to go and delve into that, I think the reason why I haven't delved in, we have not decided to delve into that up until this point. We do have we have a global audience. And so we would need to discuss statute of limitations. It might be a longer broadcast or even a two-parter, but I don't like to do two-parters because I feel like we lose people. Kind of like when we did the inspirational stories part 1 and 2, I felt like we sort of lost people when we break and then we come back in the next week. I mean, even if we have to do a longer, like hour and a half or however long, and then do a different topic the following week, I feel like when we break and do one topic 2 weeks in a row, we lose a little bit of
we lose momentum.
We do lose momentum for sure.
Okay, so the judicial system, scapegoat. We need to talk about gaslighting, but I think we'll do that at the virtual event when we talk about narcissism.
Yes, most definitely. And I think personality disorders in general, and navigating how to handle that, going deeper. If you're in our private secret Facebook group, one of our coaching groups that we have, I recorded a video last week for you guys, which I'm going to be doing once a week on Mondays. The videos that you're asking me for this week that I'm going to record after we are done live here, I'm going to be recording a video just for our coaching group, and it is going to be on parenting. So that was the request last week by a couple of people, and last week was the Greystone technique. So if you're not signed up to our email list, or you're not in one of our coaching groups and you want access to the Greystone technique private video I did, or the parenting video that I'm going to do tonight, then sign up and message us, tweet us, stalk us, tell us that you want to be a part of our private coaching group so that you can have access to those videos.
Yep. So just find us on Facebook and friend us. Let's pull that information up.
Ooh, perfect segue.
She
Yeah,
says.
it really helps a lot when you guys message us and let us know. I mean, you guys designed our entire website. You guys have pointed out what topics it is that you need. We're even monetizing starting September because so many of you told us that we should be. What's wrong with you guys? You need to start charging. You're worth it. I get all these private messages. What do you mean you're not charging for this stuff? How are you? No wonder you're, hello, Athena, you're struggling. You guys are going to struggle if you don't start charging for some things. You're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. So anyway, thanks you guys. That's all I wanted to say.
We are worth it.
We are worth it. Yes. And it just helps to receive the messages and the emails from you guys. So thanks for all your communication. And I think Bobby has it up.
Yay.
Yay. I love that picture.
Yes.
Good
yes.
Time. Good time.
Okay, so here's how to connect with us. 24/7, 365. We reply within 24 to 48 hours. It is just the two of us battling through things here, so we ask just a little bit of patience from you as we sort through email every day.
Grace and mercy, grace and mercy, grace and mercy.
I am at bobbylparish@gmail.com. Athena is at athena@athenamoberg.com. And then we have the joint email address of nomoreshameproject@gmail.com. You are welcome to connect with us on Twitter. We love Twitter. We do 2 Twitter chats a week, and we'll give you a little bit of information about that in a minute. I am Truth is Hers. Athena is Athena Moberg. And then there is Trauma Recovery University, which is Trauma Recovery U. You are also welcome to friend us on Facebook. Athena has her fan page, which is Athena Moberg fan page. I have my business page, which is Bobby Parish Coaching and Consulting. And then we have our personal pages, Dawn Athena Moberg and Bobby Parish. And then Trauma Recovery University has a business page as well. You can also find us on YouTube. Just do a search for Trauma Recovery University. It will bring up our channel.
Oh, it's Trauma Recovery. It's youtube.com/Trauma Recovery University TV. My bad. I should have put it on there.
Okay. On Roku TV, we are Trauma Recovery University. And we also have our Google Plus page, which is Trauma Recovery University. And then anytime that we do a live broadcast, all you have to do is go to our website, and that link is always going to be bit.ly/Trauma Recovery U. And that is where you'll be able to watch our broadcast. And then there's a box below it where you'll be able to watch the No More Shame hashtag Twitter feed.
Yeah.
So,
and if the bit.ly/Trauma Recovery U gives you guys any type of a issue, occasionally bit.ly does a little maintenance. You can always go to nomoreshameproject.com or traumarecoveryuniversity.com, and right smack dab there on the homepage is where you can view us live and tweet us live.
Yes.
So,
Athena, does the how to join our safe community page, is it showing now?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah. Wait, best ways to connect with us.
Oh, nuts. Okay, hang on. Okay. Un momento, por favor.
I speak Spanish. While you're pulling that up, I would like to share with everyone the very first phrase I learned how to say in Spanish when I worked at a pizza parlor when I was 16 years old. I learned how to say, cierra la puerta, por favor, para que no se salga el aire en frío, which means, could you please close the door? You're letting all the cold air out.
Well, all right then. I bet that phrase comes in handy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I am pleased.
Okay. let's move on to how to join our safe community. Okay, we have.
Oop, you pressed your mute button, Bobby. We lost you for a little uno momento.
Oh, man. See, she knows ahead of time when I disappear what I've done. It's that pesky mute button on my microphone. Okay, so you can use the hashtag No More Shame at any time. Athena goes through and she watches for that. So if you're looking for information, support to connect with us, that's the hashtag to use. On Mondays, we do our first Twitter chat of the week, and the hashtag is CSAQT, which is Child Sexual Abuse Question Time. And that's at 10 a.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. GMT in the UK. And then on Tuesday is our second Twitter chat of the week, and that's hashtag Sex Abuse Chat. And that's at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard, 9 Eastern, and that is at 2 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning. And then there is our live hangout, which you're watching right now, and that is always on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, and that's 2 o'clock in the morning for those of you who are in the UK on Tuesday. We also, as Athena mentioned earlier, we have several private secret Facebook groups for survivors of childhood abuse. If you belong to them, no one will see your posts. No one will even know you belong. You can't even pop on Facebook and do a search for them and have them show up. So if you would like to do that, please go over to Facebook, friend one of us, Athena or myself, and then send us a Facebook message saying you would like to belong to the group. Please don't be offended if we ask you a few questions about your history.
Yeah, no. We need to vet the group, you guys. We have to vet each person before they get invited in, because we're not going to invite in people that we don't know and we don't know their story, and possibly breach the trust of all of the other people that are there. So we do have to ask questions. If you're inviting anybody to our community, let them know ahead of time that they have to answer some questions.
Right. So please don't be offended when we do that. It's all about the safety of our community.
As a whole.
Yes, it's a paramount importance to us.
Yeah.
And then again, you can always find us 24/7, 365 on the webpage. You can get our downloadables. You can watch us on the YouTube channel, comment on the YouTube videos, lots of ways.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, you guys. And if you don't like the video, that's fine. Give us a thumbs down if you don't like the video, and at least private message us or send us an email letting us know how we can improve. So Matt Eaton actually sent us some tweets letting us know that he, I believe, sent us the email and let us know he's given us some feedback. So that is always, always welcome. And we're just grateful for you guys. We're grateful that you show up every single week and you're honest with us and you interact with us. This is an interactive broadcast. If you don't interact, it's kind of Bobby and I are just sitting here talking to each other, which we love to do anyway. We could totally do that all day. But the heart of why it is that we're here is we love to interact with you. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for interacting live. Again, this is live Q&A, hashtag No More Shame, every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. on the East Coast Eastern Standard Time, and 11 o'clock in the morning for our Australian followers and friends out there. And I don't know what time it is in Portugal and Spain and all of our new people. I have that app that told me I'm reaching 53 countries now. So I don't know what time it is where you're at, but I'm hoping you're finding us. Please message us. I'll translate it into a different language if I have to on Google. But we love to hear from you. We absolutely love to receive your emails and your feedback. So again, thank you so much. Bobby, am I forgetting anything?
Nope, you are not forgetting anything. Just remember to get on the email list so that when Trauma Recovery University, when we put the paywall up on September 1st, that you are in, like Flynn, without having to pay that fee.
Yeah, we have a membership site that I'm building from scratch, you guys, and well, I was building it from scratch. Now I think I might be relying on some people for some technology actually, because it's easier for me to do. So, but we're launching our membership September 1st, fall enrollment for Trauma Recovery University. We have courses, we have paid resources. It'll be a monthly membership fee. You could do annual, or you can just, if you want one resource, just one. You're like, yep, that's the one I need. I need boundaries, and you download it. There's just one price. So you can definitely always do that as well. But for you, beautifuls, who have been with us all this time, all of you friendlies that have been following us, it's free of charge for you. All of our normal stuff that we automatically have been giving you for the last 1 year during episode or season 1, it's all yours. You don't ever have to pay. So, but please tell your friends, invite them, get them on the list. We want to make sure that we include as many people as possible. We are not into being exclusionary. We are very much into including as many people as possible, so everyone knows how loved and accepted they are and how not alone they are. So until next week, I'm Athena Moberg, and this is Bobby Parrish, and we love you guys, and we really appreciate you tuning into Trauma Recovery University, where we talk about healthy, informed trauma recovery. Aloha.